Good afternoon, everyone. This is another one of my president's videos, and I've got a very special guest with us this afternoon. I have Brett Bright. Brett is our new Vice President of Program Development and Beatrice Campus Director. Hello, Brett. How are you?
I'm doing great, sir. How are you?
I'm good. So, Brett, tell us about yourself. Tell us kind of where you came from and a little bit about some of your past experiences and what are some of the experiences and skills you're going to be bringing to SEC in this new role. We're really excited to have you be part of the SEC team.
Well, thank you. I'm originally from Oklahoma. I obtained my bachelor's and master's in counseling and counselor education at East Central University, the small regional university. And I've been in higher ed basically ever since I graduated with my bachelor's degree. Other than working as a therapeutic wilderness counselor for a couple of years, I've been in higher ed in mostly the student affairs arena, starting at small colleges and working my way through as associate deans, directors, dean of students, and then I've held multiple positions as a vice president or associate vice chancellor. Prior to coming to SEC, I was the vice president of students at Hutchinson Community College for about 6.5 years. And before that, I was the Associate Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs for the TSTC system in Texas, which is a technical college comprised of 10 different campuses throughout the state. And I also served as a Vice President at Connors State College in Oklahoma and the Dean of Students and Athletic Director at Neosho County. So I've been in it about 25 years. I've seen just a little bit of everything, but I'm excited to come to a new campus. There's lots of exciting things going on in Beatrice. So.
Yeah, we're really excited about your experiences, and obviously that was one of the reasons why you were selected, because you do have such a rich array of experiences, not just in student affairs, but athletics and many other areas. So I'll tell you, Brett, why don't you tell everyone about what was it that really excited you about this opportunity? Man, obviously, you could see that we were modernizing. You could see that we were really setting ourselves up for a new path in Beatrice. So tell us about that and anything else that really drew you to this position.
Looking at the position description whenever I was first applying, it was varied in its approach at the different complexities in which the position showed itself. You have program development, you have athletics, and then you have a campus administrator. So I was very attracted to that because I've kind of had experiences in some of those areas. And as a lifelong learner, you always want to look at new opportunities for yourself for growth. I've been at my last position for 6.5 years, and I was kind of looking for something new. And this provided a new avenue for me to increase my skills and also bring the skills that I have with me to a new campus. So whenever I interviewed on the Beatrice campus, I saw the new ACE Center, I saw the new residence halls, I saw the new dining hall as well, and then talking about the expansion of athletic fields and things of that in the near future, and what the potential for the Beatrice campus really holds. There's great opportunity for growth, not only on the campus itself, but within the programs and the things that we can do with business and industry and with the local school district. So as well as being able to work on program development at the other campuses, that's exciting because I've dabbled in that before. I was telling Dr. Michaelis that I kind of dabble in expansion of programs and things of that nature. So it's really fitting the direction of goals that I've set for myself. This is we're always looking for our last job, and hopefully this is the right fit for me. So.
Great. Well, it is the right fit for you. One of the things that we are really excited about is it really started only about 4 years ago, Brett, where prior to that time, we did not have program development centralized. Now, obviously, you're just part of the team because there are lots of components that go into program development. You have accreditation requirements, you've got data requirements. We don't want to start a program in an area where there's not student or employer demand. So you'll be working directly with all of these other entities, and obviously instructional, if it's an instructional program, is very involved. But we need an office that helps keep that organized, and that's kind of what so you don't have to be an expert in the particular program, but so we're really excited about keeping that going and expanding that and enhancing that program development function. But I think I believe, if I remember right, you told me one of the things you were really excited about was also being campus director of a smaller, and when I say smaller, I'd like to see that to be growing and not as small as it is now. And I think to do that, you have to invest in yourself. And I think obviously our board has done a great job of investing in Beatrice and the other two campuses. And then of course, I think you also have an affinity for athletics, and we talked about growing out some athletics and some of the other campuses as well in the future. One of the things that's really important to me is the type of climate we have on our campuses, and tell us your thoughts about that goal 9, where we talk about, a positive and engaging environment where we try to be reflective in our thinking and compassionate, respectful for different ideas and viewpoints. What are your thoughts on that, and how did that, when you were interviewing, how did that what did you think about that in terms of a place or type of climate that you wanted to be part of?
Whenever we talk about goal 9, I go back to, of course, my bachelor's degree is in counseling and my master's in educational counseling. I worked with 12-year-olds in the middle of the East Texas woods, camping outdoors year round. So we had a solution-focused model, which kind of basically runs the gamut of being able to be respectful, insightful, recapturing individuals' thought process, the way that people perceive individuals, the conversations that you have, and making sure that, we're always looking forward to not focus on the problem, but focus on the solution and what we can do better next time and how we can progress and move on. So having that type of background, and during our conversations in the interview, you talked about your leadership styles and the way that, we're looking towards goal 9 and making sure that the climate is welcoming. And, we have to do that for our students. If we don't have a welcoming climate, our students have the option to go anywhere. They can either go to another campus where they feel more comfortable. They can, if they don't feel comfortable on campus, they'll just take classes online. So, but we want to make sure that we're entertaining the students, that, whenever they make a choice to enroll in a face-to-face class, that they're coming to a place where they feel comfortable. We have terrific facilities here. We have brand new buildings, and we would just want to make sure we provide them the best campus experience we can.
Brett, one of the things that I personally was attracted to when I was interviewing many years ago, but it's hard to believe it's been 7 years ago when I joined the SEC team. And I remember, while I knew that we were going to be doing some investment in our facilities, I was so impressed with the people, both the faculty, the staff, the administrators, the passion and the interest in what they were doing, and the focus was so impressive. And I know that you've only been here, a week and a half, very short period of time, but I know you've already really been hustling, meeting with everyone. I think you told me prior to this interview, maybe 70-80% of the folks on campus, and you're trying to close that 100% goal of meeting everyone. And, tell me about that, about your perception of, you've met about 70% or so of the folks, and what was your impression of those folks and how they approach their careers and jobs here at SEC?
As I've tried to go to each individual's office and try to catch them in their area, so they can feel comfortable with me coming to their office, that they don't see someone administrator coming to their office as a bad thing. I want for them to, welcome me into their space so I can see pictures of their family and are their pets and things of that nature, that we can have a common communication about, making sure that they're feeling comfortable. It also gives me the opportunity to meet lots of students as I come in and out. Today I had the opportunity to go into a STEM club meeting where we're starting a new STEM club. So a couple of our faculty members had several students come in. They had pizza and they was trying to outline a new STEM club for this coming year. So, being able to meet the faculty and students, I've had meetings scheduled with local community members, police chief, the superintendent, the principal, the county sheriff, the economic development coordinator, the mayor. So those are all coming up in this next week. So I have a full gamut of, I started within the campus, and now next week is going to be more of the extended campus and the community effort in order to meet those individuals. I've probably met, 150 people, and I've liked about 149 of them. So
there you go. Those are good odds. So one of the goals that I've had for 7 years now, one of my goal areas, and I don't think it's ever going to change. I have one goal area that's called relationship building. And maybe while some of those strategies under that goal change, I think that's an ongoing process. And I think, although you'll have met everyone, but I think that relationship building is just continuous. So before we wrap things up here, I want to share a little bit of something about Brett. When I first met Brett, I asked Brett to tell me about himself, and he said he was funny. Do you remember that, Brett? And then
yes,
I
sir.
said, you know what, Brett, there's no way you're funnier than me. It's impossible because I'm really funny. And Brett said, no, I think I'm funnier than you. No, actually, Brett didn't say any of that, but he did tell me he was funny and had a good sense of humor. And I think that's extremely important, to have a sense of humor and to share that, especially if you got a really funny sense of humor like Brett does. So, Brett, how important is a sense of humor to you?
I think is probably in the top 3 of things that make a person relatable, and the ability to have connections, especially with students. I think being able to, it makes our jobs much easier, having that ability to laugh not only at the president, but yourself as well. So I think it's really important to have a sense of humor in everything you do.
Did you think, though, that it was a good idea to be laughing at me the whole time during the interview? No, he did not do that. Very professional. I think he wanted to, but he didn't. So we're so excited that you're here, Brett, and I told you this, and I'm absolutely am committed to this, is at SEC, I don't want us to have one leader. I want us to have lots of leaders. And that doesn't just stop at the VP level. That can go to all levels of the institution. We can have folks that can help us as we lead this college. And anyway, we're so excited because, every campus needs that strong leadership. And we had a wonderful leader in Bob Morgan, who retired. And we now have a wonderful person to replace Bob and go in directions that might be different based on your ideas and experiences. So we're real excited about that. Is there anything you want to share out with everyone? Again, we'll have other interviews, I'm sure, in the future, but I thought it would be important your first couple of weeks to let folks know. We've sent out announcements about you, but hey, now they get to actually see you on this video. So anything else, Brett, you want to
I
add?
just want Yeah, I think I just want to make sure that we have the view counter on because I have $10 on over 10, less than 20 with Dr. Illich. So
Okay, okay. I'm thinking we can do that. Well, I don't, one of the most watched videos, I believe, it was early on when I started these videos when COVID started, and I do them weekly. And then I realized I probably should have been doing these videos before COVID. So I shift the focus to trying to, talk about how people are managing COVID pretty quick to talk about what it is they're doing. But I think, Brett, you're going to be beat. I've got one video that's got, I think, a couple hundred views, maybe more. I can't remember now. And it involved my liaison to the president, special project coordinator, Katie Novak. Now, it wasn't exactly fair because she brought in her daughter in the video, Vera, and we were talking about, the video was all about navigating complexities. And Vera was considered a complexity. I think she might have been 6 or something at that time. But anyway, we talked about how we had to work out of our homes during that spring of 2020. So I don't know if you're going to beat that, because people really enjoyed that. Because at one point I made the joke because Katie referred to Vera as her coworker. And I said, toward the end of the video, I said, didn't want to embarrass you, Katie, but I meaning to talk to you about your coworker Vera's work quality. I said, quite frankly, it is a little childish, and I want her to step up her game. And I think people thought that was funny.
yeah,
So I don't know if you're going to beat that, but we'll give it a try. Anything else?
I think that's going to do it for today.
Excellent. Great video, Brett. We're so glad you're here. We know you're going to do great things for the college, and we're looking forward to learning more about you and seeing where you're going to help us take the institution. All right, with
Thanks
that,
very much, sir. I appreciate the time.
well, thank you, Brett. We'll talk to you later.
All right,
All
thanks.
right. Have a good afternoon, everyone.